Hello and welcome to the Fall Into a Spooky Book Tour course. I'm your host, Portia. Tonight, I'm your favorite Spice Girl. I'm excited about this book tour because it gives us an opportunity to change the narrative and to change the conversation and have a little fun while doing it. As you know, the book tour is all about inspiring brighter futures for tomorrow. So artists, and illustrators, authors, and so many others are gathering together to talk about their books right here on the Bright Books Club book tour. Now, tonight we actually had Ruth Miley. I am actually waiting for her to come into the studio, and I am actually excited about having her on tonight because she is doing some phenomenal things. She's written 2 books already, I believe. It could be more. But she's doing some phenomenal things. She's impacting our youth out in Rhode Island. And so I'm excited. She's a teacher, daycare owner, and just doing an all-around phenomenal job with our youth. I'm excited about having her on the show tonight. So I'm waiting for Ruth to actually enter into the studio, so that way we can actually have a little good time. Now, usually on the book tour course, I get into interviewing my authors, about their books and about the works that they're doing and everything. And so today is a little different because you'll get an opportunity to hear some very interesting stories, which I'm excited about because I like having a little fun, don't you? I see that we have some people out in the audience who are liking, supporting. Make sure you share this broadcast with your page and your network, because you never know, you could be on the show one day and want the same support. And so, like I said, I'm excited. You'll hear some gift stories tonight. And make sure you follow the Bright Books page, Facebook, because we're going to be giving away some prizes and stuff like that. And you possibly could win some. You just never know. As you see, I have my character Martin here, who's joining me tonight on the Fall Into a Spooky Book Tour. He's my character from my book, A Bright Day at the State Capitol, There Ought to Be a Law, which is all about encouraging youth and teaching them about how laws are made in our state capitol. So I think that's important for you to pick up the book, head over to brightbooks.org to find out more information about that book, because it's getting a lot of traction and I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to traveling to more classrooms and more schools to talk about the book. Now, let's find out where Ruth is, because she is dressed in her costume and I'm excited. Now, I want to also address something too. Now, a lot of people were saying Halloween tour. This is not a Halloween tour because I don't celebrate Halloween. God bless those who do. I just don't celebrate Halloween. And so this is actually like a fall, a way of celebrating a new season coming in, fall, and so many other things. And so I'm excited about the tour, like I said. So let's find out where Ruth is, because I really want you guys to hear about what she has going on. We have some audience members. I see Hattie Bernie out in the audience tonight. I'm excited. Thank you for being here tonight. Let's see. Ruth says that only the host can see. I'm not sure where Ruth is. I think she's having some technical difficulties or whatever the case may be, but I'm waiting for her to come in. Meanwhile, while she's coming in, I'm not going to allow you all to miss out on some great action and some great stories or whatever. So as you see, I have some really great books that I want to share with you. May Among the Stars is one of the books that I have for this month. And of course, I want to share that story with you. I'm excited about it. I have not had the opportunity to meet this author, but I'm inspired by this story. It's a really great story. And I'll just give you a little insert. It says, when little May was a child, she dreamed of dancing in space. She imagined herself surrounded by billions of stars, floating, gliding, and discovering. And it says, follow May as she learns that if you can dream it, then you can work hard for it. And anything is possible. So I'm excited about this story. In fact, I think I'm going to share a little bit with you. I see we have Gretchen out there. We have Bonnie. Thank you all for tuning in. We are waiting for Ruth to come into the broadcast. And so while we're waiting for her to come in, I'm actually going to share a really good story. Now, of course, on this book tour, it's all about either you wearing a costume or telling a spooky story. So because I'm wearing a costume, I'm going to share a great story with you all about May Among the Stars. And all of our stories are short, so you don't have to spend a lot of time looking. So May Among the Stars, of course, it says May Among the Stars. And it's written by Rhoda Ahmad, and the illustrations are by Stacia Burrington. Interesting story, I see. It says, Little May was a dreamer. They say that daydreamers never succeed, but Little May was different. One day, May was working on an assignment for school about what she wanted to be when she grew up. What will you tell me, May? I will tell them I want to see Earth. And I guess that's May and her mom hanging out, chilling, whatever they're doing. All right, it says, this Earth, May, her mother said, the flowers, the grass, the forest, and the mountains. We live on Earth. I know, but I want to see Earth from out there. And of course, as you see, she's looking out, checking out the moon and all that stuff. It said, that's an amazing plan, Little May. Then you have to become an astronaut. That way you can see Earth from space. Astronaut? Do you think I can do that? I guess we'll have to wait and see, right? Of course you can. If you can dream it, you can believe it. And work hard for it, anything is possible. May's mother telling her to strive for it and keep on going. All right, all right. Let's see. May asked her mom to take her to the library. She searched for books about space and astronauts. Hey. After dinner, May drew pictures of space, and she even made her own astronaut costume out of old orange curtains and a cardboard box. You know what? I might have to dress as an astronaut this week because, this costume is like super, super dope. Like, seriously. Make sure you like and share, follow our books club, check us out. Then later she asked her dad, but how do I become an astronaut? It seems impossible. You will find your way, May, because if you can dream it, believe in it, and work for it, anything is possible. And I definitely can attest to that. But isn't it inspiring her dad is encouraging her to continue to shoot for the stars? I think that's very important to have people pouring into you. But space is so, so far away. It's closer than you think, Little May, and you may get there sooner than you think. That's what they said. I've been telling them, I hope my significant other is watching because I want a telescope for Christmas. Now, that night, May had a happy dream. She was dancing in space, surrounded by billions of sparkling stars. Below her, she could see Earth floating and turning like a shining crystal ball. All right now, May. She started dreaming. That's all it takes is for you to dream it. And I can attest to that. The next morning, May told her parents about her dream. She wanted to tell everyone. And every time she talked about it, her eyes would light up. Awesome. I'm excited. I'm interested. I'm really looking forward to see what May does. In the classroom, Ms. Bell told everyone to stand in a line on the rug. Today, we are all going to share our dreams about the future. What do you want to be? What do you want to do when you grow up? Who wants to go first? I'll go first. Well, I wanted to be a lawyer when I was young, of course, and then I wanted to be a nurse, but I wanted to be a lawyer the most because there were so many people around me, I felt like, that needed the support and needed some advocacy. So I wanted to be a lawyer when I grew up. So I want you to drop in the comment section what you wanted to be when you grew up. Drop it in the comment section now, and we will shout out some folks who are doing some great things or wanted to be some great things, or whoever chased their dreams, drop those in the comment section. Let's see. I wanted to be a firefighter. I want to be a teacher. I want to be a football player. I want to be a mom. I want to go to space. I want to be an astronaut. So everybody's shouting out what they wanted to do. All right, all right. And all the kids started laughing. Miss Bell asked May, are you sure you don't want to be a nurse? Nursing would be a good profession for someone like you. What? How many people out there have had people tell them what they should have been versus encouraging them on the things that they wanted to do? I definitely have been that person. I'm pretty sure some others out there too. Let's see, we got Bonnie Gallagher. She says, I want to be a veterinarian and ballet dancer. I know that's right, Bonnie. Where you still can do some ballet and maybe some veterinarian stuff. Let's get back to May. I don't want to be a nurse. I want to be an astronaut. All right, May, let them know that you ain't playing no games. You want to succeed in what you want to do. All right, it says, May felt very disappointed on her way home from school. May was quiet. She looked out her car window. Her world turned blue and cold. Nothing was the way it used to be. Of course, it was blue and cold for sure. One thing I like about, children's books is that they always are very expressive in colors and, the things that they, talk about and the wording. There's not a lot of wording on each page either. Now, at home, May started crying. Miss Bell said, I can't be an astronaut. Well, a silly thing to say, said her mother. She told me I should be a nurse instead, Miss May. What? Her mom wiped away her tears. My dear May, I hope you didn't believe her. Of course I believe her. She's my teacher. And teachers have a lot of influence over our youth, which is evident here in this story. I'm sorry Miss Bell didn't encourage you, but she can't stop you. No one can stop you. Follow your dream, May, and go to space. All right. So mom telling her to follow her dreams. That's what you got to do too. You got to follow your dreams, no matter, who tells you you can't succeed or you can't achieve them. That's what I do anyway. Thank you, May. I promise when I get to space, I will wave to you and Dad from the spaceship. All right. I love that. Her mom took her hand and they started dancing. You must always repeat to yourself, if I can dream it, if I can believe it, and if I can work hard for it, anything is possible. You know what? I think I better say that again because there are a lot of people out there who are, feeling discouraged or feeling like they can't achieve what they want to achieve. And here it is. You must always repeat to yourself, if I can dream it, if I can believe in it, and if I can work hard for it, anything is possible. And that is a true fact for sure. Continue to strive, great people. All right. We're getting close to the end. May went on dreaming, believing and working really hard. And guess what? She went to space and waved to her mom and dad on Earth. So here's May in her astronaut suit. I'm excited about it. She chased her dreams and she didn't give up. And that is the end. But before I go, I want to tell you about who May is. She is Dr. Mae Jemison. Mae Carol Jemison was born October the 17th, 1956 in Decatur, Alabama. Mae always loved science. She loved being outside and looking up at the stars, knowing that one day she would travel to space. Mae is highly educated. She graduated from Morgan Park High School in 1973, and at the incredible age of 16, she enrolled in Stanford University, earning a Bachelor of Science degree in chemical engineering in 1977. After Mae got her MD in 1981 from Cornell Medical College, she briefly worked as a general practitioner before leaving to work with the Peace Corps as a medical officer in Liberia and Sierra Leone. When she returned home, Mae decided to follow her childhood dream of going to space, and she accomplished many firsts. She applied to NASA's astronaut training program on June 4th, 1987, and was accepted. She became the first African-American female astronaut. On September the 12th, 1992, Mae's dreams finally came true when she traveled to space on the shuttle Endeavour mission STS-47. It was then that Mae officially became the first African-American woman in space. Mae left NASA in 1993 and became the first real astronaut to act in the episode of Star Trek, The Next Generation. Today, she heads the Jemison Group and the Dorothy Jemison Foundation for Excellence. Mae speaks fluent Russian, Japanese, and Swahili. So great people, the moral of this story is that if you can dream it, if you can believe it, if you can work for it, then it can be achieved. There you have it from May, of course. May among the astronauts. A great story and a great inspiration to so many people out there who are looking to achieve their dreams and their goals and, strive for the things that they want. And so I'm excited. I see that Ruth says that she did not. Let's see, she could not get in. I want to talk to Ruth tonight. I know you all were excited about talking to Ruth tonight. Let's go ahead and figure out how we can go ahead and troubleshoot and get her in the studio. Because, we've been building you up to have her in the building with us. So I would be remiss if she did not join us tonight. So let's get Ruth here because I want to see Ruth. Let's send her this link so that way she can actually try to get in the studio because I want to talk to Ruth tonight. She has some great information to share. And I'm looking forward to it. Let's see, where is Ruth? We want to talk to you. Meanwhile, great people, I'm encouraging you while we're waiting for Ruth to get on, go follow Ruth, link it with her on Facebook. We got Bonnie out there. We have Reggie who says a beautiful story. Oh yes, Ruth is here now. Let's add her into the stream. Hey Ruth, how are you?
I'm good now that I have the right link.
Right. Well, we're so sorry about that. You're here on time. Well, you're here right on time because we just discussed a phenomenal story about a woman who went to space. She believed that she could, and so she ended up going to space. And so you came in right on time. Tell us who you're dressed as tonight.
So I'm dressed as a gardener.
Ooh,
because
I love that.
I would like to read my very favorite book called Pumpkin Jack. And This is a great book I read to my daycare kids all the time, my preschoolers. And it's all top, but we've had it for so many years and it's my favorite. So
awesome. Great. So before we get into reading your story, I'm encouraging you, tell our audience a little bit about yourself, how you became an author.
So I have been a daycare provider and a preschool teacher for 30 years. And books are such a big part of my life. And my children, I use it a lot to teach them the different lessons that we need to learn through preschool. And so about a year and a half ago, just before the pandemic, I started in a class, a workshop for how to write children's books, because I've always wanted to do it. I just never had the courage to do it.
Well, it looks like you're breaking up, Ruth. All right, so we're waiting for her connection to come back through. Ruth has a phenomenal story, a daycare owner, teacher, and just all around great person. I've had some time to spend with her and talk to her. Go support Ruth at ruthmyellie-author.com. Pick up her books, The Power of Positivity. And she has a few other books that I'm excited about you reading because we need some positive vibes. We need to be spreading positive vibes. So many things going on that I feel like it's important for us to encourage each other and, help each other through the times that we're dealing with right now. So while we're waiting for Ruth to come in, and I'm excited because like I said, she has some great information she wants to share with you. And I'm also interested in hearing her story. But meanwhile, go check out her website at ruthmyellie-author.com. That's ruthmyellie-author.com. Go check her out. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to, all the things that she's doing to inspire our youth. Meanwhile, great people, of course, I'm encouraging you to head on over to brightbooks.org. I got to encourage you to head on over there. There's so many great things that we're doing. We're empowering you. We have some great merch there too. So I am looking forward to it. Let's see who we got here. Ruth then popped in again. Ruth.
Oh,
I'm so glad you're back, darling.
This is a perfect storm today. My other computer that's hooked up to my internet, it shorted out. And so I'm on my laptop. So
Yeah.
it's just those days. We just got to roll with it, right?
Yeah, well, of course we're rolling with it. I mean, that's what it's all about. Nothing's perfect, and we know that. Just be who you are and give us what you got. Now, Ruth, before we get into your story, matter of fact, tell our audience about those phenomenal books. I was just telling them about them and telling them to go support you on your website.
So my first one, The Power of Positivity, came while we were during the pandemic, when we were shut down. The kids actually in my daycare and preschool would do Zooms with me every day. And so we started talking about some of the positive things that were happening in the world, because there was a lot of negative stuff out there, but they were really unsure and it was just not, had no outcome. We had no certainty about anything. So I wanted to spin it for them because I needed them to see the goodness in the world. And that's how that book came about. And it's been very successful. It's won about 8 awards. It's been read in over 20 countries, which I'm really proud about.
Wow.
And it gets good reviews. It's the type of book that you read and you savor every page, because it allows the children to open up and talk about what they're feeling and
Right.
how they're navigating this pandemic. So that was the first book. And then the second book came about when we were having snack, and I asked the kids, so what do you think kindness is? And they started giving me all these great ideas. And so I incorporated them into the book, and The Power of Kindness. It's called The Power of Kindness Through the Eyes of Children was born. And so that's how the second book came about.
Awesome.
And there's a third book coming out. So yeah.
Ooh, I'm excited. Ruth, what age group would you say your books are best fit for?
4 to 8. But saying that, 4 to 8, many people who have written reviews, who I've talked to, said that it's a book. Both of the books are great for everybody, because we all need positivity in our life. We all need kindness. And so when we actually participate in kindness and in being positive, it changes our brains, our neurons in our brains, and we can actually see the positive more often. We could see the kindness more often. So it's really a book that everybody can get into. And many grandparents love it because they give it to their grandchildren and they talk, and it opens up conversations.
Awesome. Speaking of opening up conversations, tell our great viewers where they can go get your books.
So you can go to my website if you want a signed copy, and it's www.ruthmealy-author.com. And there's some really great stuff on that website. There is also a Orbit plush that you can get. So you can the kids love bringing Orbit on different adventures. He's our mascot. And so he's the main character of the books, both of the books. And the third one coming, which is The Power of Gratitude.
Awesome.
So you can go there to get them, or you can go on Amazon.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to hearing your story. Are you ready to share it?
I am ready to share it.
Awesome. All right. Without further ado, great people, I'm going to turn it over to Ruth so that way she can share this phenomenal story with you.
Okay. And let's hope that the internet doesn't go. So this is written and illustrated by Will Hubble. So he actually was the author and the illustrator, which I think is pretty cool, because a lot of authors are illustrators. So when Tim carved his first pumpkin, it was fierce and funny and just perfect. A jack-o'-lantern, this good deserves a name. So Tim gave him one. He called it Jack. Long after the best trick-or-treat candy was eaten, Tim still kept Jack. At night, when a candle made Jack's face dance on the wall and fill the dark with warm pumpkin smells, Tim felt Jack was almost magical. Yet too soon, the spell was broken. It's kind of eerie. This pumpkin is beginning to rot, announced Mom. It's time to throw it out. Tim knew it was useless to argue. He carried Jack to the garden, which was filled with brown ghosts of last summer. Plants. A dead garden is better than a trash can, thought Tim. Still, it made him sad to leave Jack outside and alone. Whenever chore or playing brought Tim to the garden, he looked at Jack, and every time Jack looked different. He became wrinkled, and his fierce smile began to look a little silly. Check out his smile. Look how cute that is. Right? He's changing.
That is very cute.
Isn't that cute? Why is he changing?
I love it.
Yeah. Mold spread over Jack's bright orange skin, and as the days turned colder, Jack grew flatter. Look at him now. Look at, right?
Oh, wow.
He's really getting small now. Can't even tell he's a jack-o'-lantern. Well, soon winter began, and Jack was hidden beneath the snow, and Tim forgot all about him. The cold, heavy jacket days came, snowmen and sliding days, indoor days, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and even Valentine's. When all these days had passed and the March winds melted the snow, Tim found Jack.
Oh, nice.
He's under there. There wasn't much left, just a faded and crumbled pumpkin skin, a stem, and a few seeds. Jack's Halloween magic was a distant memory now. Tim scraped the thin blanket of earth over the last bit of his pumpkin. Goodbye, Jack, he whispered. I think he's a little sad to see his pumpkin go, right? Look at it.
Oh.
Right? When spring turned barefoot warm, a tiny sprout appeared where Jack had been. Tim found it, and guess what it was? Who can guess what it was? Look.
What was it?
Right? He'll find out.
Uh-oh.
In the days that followed, Tim weeded and he watered and he watched the sprouts. Slowly and steadily, the plant changed and it grew. Its branches and it spread a web of vines over the ground. But no pumpkins appeared. Look what it looks like. What do you think?
Oh.
Then one day, it turned really hot. Flowers opened up on the plant every morning. There were yellow stars that twisted shut forever in the afternoon, but there still were no pumpkins. Don't see any pumpkins, do you?
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet. Look how cute Tim is. Look at how cute he is. Just adorable. Finally, Tim found a little green ball growing behind a crumbled blossom. A pumpkin. Tim let out a whoop and ran to show his mama. By August, the plant had spilled into the lawn. Tim's favorite game became pumpkin hunting. He carefully waded along the leaves, searching for green pumpkins like hidden treasures. Look at
Ooh.
Right?
I love it.
Isn't this great? I love this book. This teaches so many things. School began again, and the days grew cooler. Tim had less time to visit the garden. When he did, the pumpkin plants seemed tired. There were few new plants, and the old tattered ones no longer hid the fat green pumpkins. Then, one October morning, Tim woke up to see frost covering the garden. Frozen plants seemed to change to a pale blue grass. So now look at it. So they're wilting and they're getting smaller.
Yeah.
What do you see?
I see that.
Can you see?
Yeah.
Yeah. After school, Tim discovered what the frost had done. The pumpkin plant's leaves were as limp as wet paper. It was drying. Tim noticed among the withered leaves for the unripe pumpkins. He picked them and put them on the front porch, hoping for more to change. So now he's got all these pumpkins from his pumpkin patch.
Right.
So he's going to bring them on the porch. Some of them are still green.
I see that.
By Halloween, the pumpkins had ripened to bright orange. There were so many, for the plant had been very generous. Tim was generous too. He gave away all but one. So look what he's doing. Right? Talk about being a generous boy, right? He's giving away all of his great pumpkins to all of his friends and neighbors. From jack-o'-lantern to seed to pumpkin again, the circle was almost complete. Now it was time for Tim to do his part. What do you think he had to do? What do you think, Portia?
I don't know. I don't know what is it?
He had to give his pumpkin a face, right?
Oh, wow.
It smiled at him in a fierce and funny way. Tim smiled too and said, "Welcome back, Jack."
Oh, wow.
And this is a great book. I love this.
Yeah.
Book. It teaches so much to children. It teaches the life cycle of the plant. It teaches how you can be kind and share what you have and be generous. It's just a great book. I love it. Talk about the seasons. So, yeah.
I'm so glad that you chose that book too, because a lot of times we, get so bogged down with so many other things that are taking place around us, and we forget about some of the joys in life, like growing plants and, just being patient with things. So I'm excited that you read that book. Now, you mentioned that you have a third book coming out. When can we see the third book or hear it?
So we are almost done with color. Mike is putting all of the lettering in. And so I am hoping that within 2 weeks, I will have the book to the printers and be able to get it up on Amazon and in my website so people can have signed copies, get stickers with it. Anytime anybody purchases anything from my website, they always get extra stuff like stickers and tattoos. And things like that, bookmarkers and stuff. So I'm hoping that will happen in the next 2 weeks.
Awesome.
So,
Now we always get
really kind of cool because that's an ABC book. Sorry. So the first book, Positivity, was ABC book. And it was all the different things had navigated through, like face masks and governors, like that was Gia's was for governor. This third book is also an ABC book, and it's Unlocked Hidden Treasures is what is the subtitle of it. And basically it's things that we would not as adults look for. Kids look for these things. Like one of them is a picture of a ladybug. And in it, I write that, ladybugs come in more colors than just red and black. So everything that is mentioned in the books, the one on J is for jack-o'-lantern. And I kind of gave the life cycle of a pumpkin. So it's all of these things are treasures that we don't necessarily look for or see every day. And when you stop and notice them, it can really make a difference in your life. You can appreciate some of the things that you don't normally think, like a ladybug. But a ladybug helps us to get away to the gardens, to have all the bugs that damage the gardens, that eat the plants and stuff. So ladybugs help us with that. So
awesome. Well, I'm excited for everything that you're doing. Now, just to be clear, you are a self-published author, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yep.
Awesome.
And I did that purposely because it takes anywhere from 2 to 3 years for something to get picked up. And they also, as a traditional publisher, they tend to want to do things certain ways. And I really wanted my story to be the way I wrote it. I wanted to have my own illustrator and choose the person I wanted to illustrate the book. And both illustrators, I had 2 different ones, both illustrators were amazing and very detail oriented. And that's what I really wanted for the kids.
Awesome. Well,
The
I'm
first book-
excited for you. Tell
Sorry.
us one good thing. We always get people out there who are looking to write books, and they look at us and like, oh my God, you guys really went for your dreams and really chased them. What advice would you give an aspiring author out there today?
Writing a children's book is actually a passion. And I would suggest that you look at the big picture of it and kind of have a game plan. It's wonderful to have the authors that you can rely on and bounce things off of. And, like even us, right? We didn't even know each other prior to this.
Right.
And when I realized that you had written that other book, I'm like, oh my God, I bought that book. Oh my God, I read that to my kids.
Right.
So it's you need a support group, and you need to really understand that there's going to be hiccups along the way, and it's no reflection of you. It's the process. It's timelines don't always mean everything in children's book times. So.
Awesome. Well, you're a phenomenal lady. I'm looking forward to seeing some great things for you. We're all just chasing our dreams and, inspiring others along the way. Where can people go follow you on social media before we get ready to get out of here?
I am on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. And again, it's my name. So you can just plug in Ruth Maley or Ruth Ann Simonelli Maley on Facebook. Or you can, Google me. Now there's a lot of different articles because of different awards that I've won. I have a lot of interviews and stuff, so you can Google me that way. And my Instagram is just Ruth.Maley, so you can catch me there.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being with us, Ruth. Of course, once you come on the show, you're always a friend of the Bright Books Club, so we'll be definitely talking to you again real soon.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And thank you, everybody, for being out there and supporting us. This is great. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Well, you have a great night. And of course, thank you, as always, for tuning into the Bright Books Club. Fall into a spooky book tour. I hope you had a good time tonight because, that's what it's all about. Enjoying yourself, having a good time, and stepping outside of your comfort zone. So that's what it's all about over here. Now, great people, I'm encouraging you to go follow Ruth, go support her, go pick up her books. She is really touching our youth. She's doing it all the way in Rhode Island, but once you become a published author, your books travel all over the world. And so she's touching youth all over the world. And that's what we need, more positivity. And Ruth has it for you. So go check her out at ruthmaley-author.com. And of course, you can always follow me on Bright Books Club on Instagram, Facebook, on YouTube, as well as Twitter. And as always, you can follow me at brightbooks.org to pick up any books or just to communicate with me in general. So great people, without further ado, this concludes the Fall Into a Spooky Book Tour tonight. But stay tuned because we have more spooky business coming up. I'll talk to you real soon, great people. Remember to press on because if the sun can find a way to shine through on a cloudy day, so can you. Peace.